Press conference for UFC 299 just wrapped up, and here are my thoughts on it. First of all, this Miami, Florida crowd was amazing.
All I can say right now is, wow, the passion in here is crazy. Wow.
You could hear that they were so loud, the fighters actually had a hard time listening to the media's questions, and the media at the same time was saying we can't really hear what the fighters are saying in reply. They were so loud, there were so many fans there for really all the fighters. The only ones I remember getting any boos whatsoever were Jack Della Maddalena and Benoit St. Denis, because he's fighting a Florida favourite in Dustin Poirier. So they got a little bit of boos, but everybody else got cheered like they were at the Super Bowl. And this crowd needs to be cloned and sent to all the press conferences.
This is one of the most electric press conferences of all time.
All we were missing was the king of press conferences, Sean Strickland.
Real talk though, you guys. Me and Dreykus, we're gonna try to fucking kill each other for you guys. Dreykus, can I get an agreement? To the fucking death. To the fucking death. Yes! Goddamn respect him for that.
If he had been there, this press conference would have been unforgettable. And it was fun. The only thing that didn't happen at the press conference was nobody really created headlines. Nobody really got anybody talking. There was no Ilia Topuria snatching Alexander Volkanovski's belt that happened, so no real drama. But again, these are fighters, they're not actors. At least I don't want them to be actors, so it is what it is. Again, as far as the fighters' questions, Jack Della Maddalena, Dustin Poirier, Michael Venom Page, Kevin Holland, and Petr Yan, for the most part, only got one or two questions each at the most. Song Yadong had some moments where he was trying to speak English and not really talk trash, but he was trying to speak directly to his opponents and also to Marlon Vera at one point. Marlon Vera told him to focus on Petr Yan. Petr Yan got a huge ovation, and I must say I put in my prediction video for this fight, but I'm not sure if Petr Yan is back to his old self, because he may not have taken life-changing damage and is, again, otherworldly tough, but his confidence, I just don't know where it's at, because Merab Dvalishvili kind of shut him down in that fight and took his confidence away, because the way Merab was fighting, he should have been open for counters all night, and Yan really should have been able to pick him apart, but he just didn't answer. It wasn't quite the same as Israel Adesanya getting smacked around and dominated and beaten up badly by Sean Strickland, knowing he was behind, and then just going quietly into the night because he didn't want to risk it. He didn't have the heart for it, but it was still pretty bad for a guy who was based on his career on so much toughness. But he was looking so confident in this fight. He also got a little verbal exchange with Song Yadong at the face-off. I think he is back to his old self, and I'm very confident he's going to win this fight. How exactly, I'm not sure, but we may see Petr Yan return to his old self. Michael Venom Page, he made the most of his moment by playing to the crowd, saying, hey, this crowd is amazing, and you've got a new MVP.
UFC has a new MVP.
Which in itself wasn't the best line, and he did the whole snake pose, but again, didn't really grab any headlines. Kevin Holland seemed a little anxious on the microphone, but Kevin Holland's always like that. He's a little bit jittery. He's got different personalities depending on what time of day it is. He came with a cowboy hat, and, that was, it was what it was. Marlon Vera just came in, again, normal, yellow pants, etc., which matched Sean O'Malley's horrendous get-up. I mean, I don't know what you call that. What did Sean O'Malley come dressed as? Some clown? Like, I'm not even saying that as a joke. I mean, seriously, who dresses up like that? God, Sean O'Malley is just so weird, and he was trying really hard to play to the crowd, but he wasn't actually the star of the press conference in terms of attention. Again, nobody really grabbed extra attention by trying to create controversy, but he wasn't the guy who had the most attention on him at the press conference. That was Marlon Vera. He had a lot of South American media asking him questions. We didn't really get to take too much from that, but it was just the same usual questions of how confident are you, what will this mean for the people back at home, etc, etc. So yeah, Marlon Vera, he got a lot of attention, but he wasn't going out of his way to try and get under Sean O'Malley's skin. Sean O'Malley, on the other hand, was coming out with lines like this.
For Saturday night.
Cheeto's a fucking pinata. Peter Yan's one fight away from bare knuckle boxing, and Marab's nose more crooked than Joe Biden. Let's fucking go, baby!
Trying to get under Peter Yan's skin, and very sneakily he tried to do a silly pose behind Peter Yan's back as he walked by him. And that didn't get under Peter Yan's skin. I don't even know if he noticed it. Who knows if Peter Yan goes at him backstage or whatever, but O'Malley, again, he's trying to play to the crowd, get attention, etc. But if you look at his numbers in interviews, they are not that of a superstar yet. And people know what he's doing in terms of the fact that he called for this fight in the first place. So this fight is really it's a starting point for what Sean O'Malley could become as champion, but he's got to perform good. He's got to do well against Marlon Vera. He's got to put an exclamation mark on that, and if he has any serious trouble and just squeaks by on a razor-thin decision or survives a massive scare here or there, then there is going to be tons of criticism thrown his way. Other than that, everyone looked really good at the press conference, and I must say, I am very tempted to change my pick to Dustin Poirier beating Benoit Saint Denis decisively, because he looks super confident. And again, Peter Yan looks back to his old self. Jack Della Maddalena and Gilbert Burns, these guys aren't too flashy with the media, so it is what it is. Marlon Vera, his attitude makes me want to pick him in a lot of fights, but the guy is just so limited skill-wise that it's hard to do that. So I'm still picking Sean O'Malley to win tomorrow, but if O'Malley messes up, or if he overcommits, or if he starts thinking to himself, oh, this is going to be easy, because I knocked this guy out before, like if you've seen Helen Yee's interviews with Sean O'Malley, years ago after that first fight, he said, yep, I had 3 first-round knockouts that year. And he said the same thing about Peter Yan. He said, yep, knocked out Peter Yan in the first round, knocked out Pedro Munoz in the first round. And again, it's so cringy. It drives me crazy that people think this guy is hilarious. He's not. Man, Sean O'Malley is something else. But I'm still picking him to win tomorrow. Let me know what you guys think down below about the press conference. Who, if anything, got an edge over who, and yeah, does anybody like Sean O'Malley's get-up? Does anybody find it funny? I find it to be god-awful. Drop your thoughts down below. Be sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel for more, as always.